Are we live? We are live. How's it going, women helping women entrepreneurs? I hope you're all having a great evening, morning, wherever you are. I'm in Ireland, so it's dark. I can't actually believe it's dark already. But I wanted to do this live today because I help female entrepreneurs find build top tier income from speaking, find those gigs, book those gigs. And one of the biggest, problems I see entrepreneurs, especially women having, the women I work with, is where to find those gigs, how to ask for those gigs, how to position themselves for those gigs. So what I want to do in, say like 15, 20 minutes, walk you through how you can find more gigs, ask for more gigs, so you get booked to speak in front of your ideal clients more. So if you're watching, let me know if you're a speaker, or if speaking is something that you want to do, or just let me know in the chat that you're here so I know I'm not here alone. And like I said, I'll go through a system that I've used that's helped me book myself on stages all over the world, like literally Paris, London, France, London, Amsterdam, Australia, Bali, Dublin, like all over Ireland. So I've spoken on stages for the last 4 or 5 years. And when I first started, I didn't know, how to blog and do Facebook ads and all that stuff. So I needed to find one way that would help me get clients fast enough in order for me to make the money I needed to grow my business fast enough. And the way that I found was speaking. And I started my business in Donegal in Ireland, small town, 5,000 people, not a huge audience, right? But within a year of me discovering speaking, my business crossed the six-figure mark. Within a year, I spoke all over Ireland and I enrolled amazing, ideal clients everywhere I went. And one of the things that I want you to know before I share this is, another mistake I see entrepreneurs making, especially when you're new to the speaking game, is that you feel like every time you speak, you have to come up with new content. That year that my business crossed the six-figure mark, I used the same presentation and I changed one thing, just one thing every time I spoke. I'd love to know in the chat if you know what that one thing was. I just changed one thing every time I spoke, and every time I spoke, I got clients. So if you don't know that one thing, I'm going to share with you that one thing was the audience, right? I had the same presentation, the same offer. It was me that was just getting better. I was getting more confident. The testimonials I was bringing into those presentations were getting better because I was working with more clients. But I just changed one thing, and that was the audience. So big mistake that I see entrepreneurs make is feel like they have to keep reinventing themselves every time they get on stage, right? You should have one message. That message should perfectly frame who you are, what you bring to the table. And then from that message, create one signature presentation and then find audiences all over the world. Now, I was able to do this. It's what I teach my clients to do this. And again, I started off in a really small town. Sometimes I drove 5-6 hours to speak for 10 minutes, but it always got me a client. Now, with the virtual world, you can literally hop to every city in the world all day long. So that's awesome. Let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you're a speaker, if it's you're a seasoned speaker, or if you're somebody who's new to speaking. And if you're just joining, I'm going to be sharing with you how to book speaking gigs. Hey, Catherine, how are you? So I call this the AAA method and how I do this. Well, you're going to be able to see my writing if I do this. Yeah, I call it the AAA method. The AAA method for finding speaking gigs, right? And I think that most of you probably don't realize, but there are speaking gigs right under your nose right now that you could be booking, but you're not booking because perhaps you don't understand a system in order for you to do that. So stick with me if you're watching the replay, hashtag the replay in the comment section so I can come back if you have any questions. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do as a speaker is you want to ascertain what events are right for you to speak at. Okay, so number one is ascertain what events are right for you to speak at. Now, number one, you need to know where your ideal audiences are hanging out. Like, where are your people, right? What industries are they in? Are they corporate? Are they professional? Are they female? Are they male? Are they moms? What are they? Figure out where they are hanging out. Then look at events and then ascertain each one of those events whether this could be a potential gig for you. And the way you do that, I think the easiest thing to do is to attend an event that you think could have your ideal clients at it. Now, growing your business from 0 to 10K, 10K to 100K, you should be going to networking events all the time anyway, because networking is one of the fastest way to get in front of ideal clients anyway, but it's also one of the most amazing ways to book speaking gigs. And using networking really helped me. So I would go to events and I would ascertain if this event is right for me. Are the people here people that I would like to work with? Do they have my problems? So go to the event and do your research. Now, this is really important, right? Because going to the event and starting conversations with the people that are there and saying, hey, how are you? Are you enjoying the event? Tell me what brings you here today. What sort of problems are you having in your business that you want to solve? Catherine, these are questions that you want to be asking your people. Find out what problems they have. Okay, once you've done enough research and ascertaining whether they have the problems that you solve, then you've got enough information and enough to go then and ask for the speaking gig. Now, just before I share with you how you're going to ask to do this, but going around an event, and if it's your ideal clients, asking them what problems they have, I want you to consider writing down the exact words that these people are saying to you, these ideal clients are saying to you, because that's actually the verbiage that you should be using in your talks, in your messaging, in your Facebook Lives, in your copy, in everything that you do, right? This is golden information. Now, most entrepreneurs don't really pay attention to this, right? They think they know what their clients want. They read about what they think their clients want, but they never bother asking, so they don't get it right, and they don't use language that perfectly fits with the language that you like, what they're thinking. This is how you get into your ideal clients' heads, right? And you want to get into your ideal client's head because you want to understand their problems. You want to see the world through their eyes, right? And it's a lot different. You will be amazed at what you find. I used to go to networking events, and I used to have a pen and paper, not even in my phone, and I used to write down what people were saying, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I never would have used that word. Then I would go home and I would compile a post on social media using all of that language, and I was always amazed at how much more response I would get from people, how many more messages I would get from those people. And listen, if you can't listen, I want you to know as well, I'm talking virtual as much as live, right? You can do this in the virtual world as well. You don't have to get in your car, drive to Dublin or anything. Just making that clear. So yeah, find out all of those problems. So 2 things you're going to do: ascertain whether the event is right for you, whether they have your people. You're going to do that by getting in there and speaking to the people that are there. Find out what problems they have. I've just given you, an insider tip in marketing language. Write down the language that they're using and use that in your copy and use that in your social media posts, because it will attract more ideal clients. And then now that you've done that, you want to find the event organizer. Who are they? Who is she? And you want to approach her and you want to say, hey, I have just been coming to your event for the last couple of weeks, and I've been speaking to lots of the amazing women that you're bringing here. I love the energy of this room. I've actually talked to a number of them, and it seems like they have this problem. Many of them are struggling to find ways to get in front of their ideal clients. Many of them are struggling to close sales, and many of them are not making enough money. What I would love to do is, if you're open to this, is to come and do a free presentation on how they could solve that problem by finding more speaking gigs, getting in front of their ideal clients. And I have been doing this in other places. I really do think it would be really valuable for your audience. Is that something you would be open to? Again, I'd be happy to come and do this for free. That's all you have to say, and that is what number 2 is. Number 2 in the AAA method is ask. You simply ask, and that's how you ask. So most of the time, most entrepreneurs are asking blindly. They're just asking for things. They've not done any research. They don't really know the group. They don't really know the event organizer. They've not given anything. Give your energy, give your time, right? And when that event organizer sees that, oh, there's Catherine again. She's been here a couple of times. Oh, she's really engaging with all my people. She seems really interested in what we're trying to do here. Oh, Catherine wants a speaking gig. You know what? I think that would be a good idea. She's clearly done her research. So if you're just joining, I'm going through the AAA method of finding and booking speaking gigs that gets you in front of your ideal clients. Speaking, in my opinion, is one of the fastest paths to grow your business. It's the fastest path to get you in front of your ideal clients. And what you can do in 15 minutes in a room would take you months to do on social media, right? You can create such an amazing connection with people from spending 10 or 15 minutes speaking to them online. So the first, you want to ascertain whether the event is right. Second, you want to take the research that you've done in number one, where you've ascertained if that event is right, if it has your ideal clients. Then you want to approach the event organizer and ask them for the gig. It really does shock me how many people are not doing this very simple thing. Now, I get it. When you ask for anything, there's a risk involved, right? There's a risk that they might say no. There's a risk that they might say, no, sorry, we've. In fact, the only risk is that they're going to say no, right? And if you're a business owner, you need to get over that right now. You need to toughen up to the fact that there's going to be a lot of rejection in business. Even in sales, not everybody you ask to work with you is going to say yes. In fact, a standard conversion would be, say a 20% conversion in sales means that at least 12 people are going to say no, but the 3 people who say yes will change your life. I think the same thing goes when you're asking for speaking gigs, right? Potentially 1 or 2 people will say no, but what happens when you ask all the time in business? What happens? You get good at asking. You get confident at asking. You start expecting the answer to be yes, right? And if we expect the answer, if our expectation is that the answer will be yes, well, guess what? They'll say yes, because that's just how it goes. But many of you are just not asking. I was in at an event in New York, speaking on stage, Les Brown, one of my idol speakers. I was speaking on stage with him. I forgot something in my hotel. I had to get back to the hotel super fast. This is about 3 years ago. And I ran outside, I got my phone out and I called an Uber. So the Uber guy showed up. He's driving this really beat out Honda. I was just like, are you serious? Oh my God, is this the kind of car I'm driving in New York City? Got over myself, got into the car. Hi, Emma. Got into the car, you're driving uptown, and he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Donegal. What are you doing here? I'm speaking at an event. And I'm just like, can we just get to where we're going, right? So when we get to the hotel, I go to get out, and he goes, excuse me, ma'am. And I said, yes. He goes, can you give me a 5-star rating? And I said, what? He goes, can you give me a 5-star rating? I was like, why? And he's, I want to boost my score. Did I not just take you where you needed to go on time? And I was like, yeah, you did. And he goes, well, if you don't mind. So I get out of the car, I got my phone out, and I gave the guy a 5-star rating. Now, he wasn't a 5-star car. It was not a 5-star experience, but why did I do that? I did it because he asked for it. And that Uber driver had a 5-star rating total when I went onto his page. I was like, wow, how does he do that? He was closing the sale. He got so good at asking every single person who came into his car for that 5-star rating that when he asked me for it, he expected to get it. And you know what? I felt good about doing it. And it's the same in business, right? It's the same with your sales. It's the same with asking clients to work with you. It's the same asking for speaking gigs. You just get better at it. And many of you are just not giving yourself a chance to get good at anything because you're jumping on to the next thing. You're like, oh, well, that didn't work. Asked 2 people to work with me. That didn't work. I'm not going to do that again. Now I'm going to just try and, do social media posts, or now I'm just going to try do lives, or, you just start relying on different things. But when you're growing your business up to your first 6 figures, even your first 7 figures, you're going to be asking your way there, right? And you can ask your way to the business you want, to the money that you want, and you can get really good at doing it along the way. Now, getting back to speaking gigs, right? So now you have enough information to ask for the gig. You've asked the event organizer, and because you were able to ask in a way that it sounded like you knew what you were talking about, you understood her people, she's going to say yes. And what happens if she says yes? If she says yes, what happens? You freak out. No, I'm joking. Now you've got your gig booked, right? Now you've got your gig booked. So now you can go and get yourself ready to, number 3, appear at the event, right? So you've got your ascertain, you've got ask for the gig, and then you've got appear at the gig. Now, what happens when you appear at the gig? What happens when you make your appearance, right? Well, obviously you're going to do your best, right? You're going to do your best to deliver value to that audience. But I'll tell you one thing you better do is you better make an offer at the end of that talk, because so many times All I see is on me. I'm speaking to entrepreneurs all the time. And all I hear is, yes, I am speaking, but I'm not making any money. I took part in this summit, but it didn't yield me any results. Or I spoke at my local this or my local that, and I didn't get any results. And the reason is because you're not making any offers. And if you are making offers and they're not working, then there's something wrong with your offer, right? Because this works. This is science. This is a proven strategy that works. It's what helped me. It's what helped my clients. In fact, I have one client. I'll tell you about Susan, actually. Susan spoke for the very first time at her local chamber and was able to create 15,000 euros or dollars. I don't know. I'm going to say dollars in sales. 15,000 for her first gig. Now, she had never spoken in front of an audience like that before. She had never done that presentation before. But just think about it. How long would you need to be speaking to be able to command that kind of revenue to speak, right? That's what I love about speaking. Now, you think about where's the 6 figures in your business. Well, you take something like that, right? And if you want to turn that into a 6-figure business, you do that 8 times, right? That's what you do it. And that's what's the plan Susan had. And that's what I help my clients do. Now, if this is something that you want to do more of, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to speak more, if you're looking at entrepreneurs and you're thinking, how did they do this? How are they making, 4, 5, 6 figures from the paydays from their speaking gigs? And you're thinking to yourself, could I do that? Could I get on stages? Could I travel the world? Could I make as much money as you want? Well, the answer is yes. But there are some key things that you need to know in order for you to do that and to do it well and to have a system in your business that you can master, right? You want to master something that makes the money that you want in your business, that helps you get the clients that you want, that helps you have a lifestyle so that you can pay yourself and do amazing things with your family and live a life of luxury and give to causes around the world that you feel close to, right? Speaking can help you do that. And if you want to know how you can do that, I would love to invite you to spend 5 days with me at the Speak More, Make More Challenge. It's going to be taking place on the 27th of September, where I'm going to be spending 5 days with you, where I'm going to walk you through how to find gigs, how to be more bookable for those gigs, how to position yourself as an expert, even if you've never spoken before. And then I'm going to share with you what is my globetrotting speaker formula so that you can then take what I'm learning and see how you can travel the world doing it. It's what I've lived for the past 4 or 5 years, and it's what I want to continue to live. I'm going to speak in Valencia next month, which means I'm going to be able to set myself up in Spain. I'm going to be doing virtual gigs while I'm there, but I'm also going to be speaking on stage in front of 300 people at a global travel conference. How did I get that gig? I went to an event and I ascertained if the people at that event could be right for me. Nothing complicated about it. But it's like you don't know what you don't know, right? I had one client, I just did a Facebook Live with her today. She came to my last challenge. I asked a question at that challenge and I actually gave people I challenged them to announce what was the gig that they wanted to speak at that would be their dream gig. And this one woman, Shelley Ryan, she said that the gig she would really want to speak to was this women's business expo, this huge women's business expo in Arizona, and she wanted to do it in 2022. And I said, Shelley, why are you not doing this in 2021? And she was like, I don't know. Guess what happened 2 days later? Shelley gets booked to speak on stage in front of hundreds of people at that event. And we just spoke about it today. We're getting her all ready with her signature talk, her offer, all of her branding for her booth. It's incredible. And she's so excited about it because she knows she's going to get in front of the people that need her most. And she knows she's going to be able to enroll clients from it. And that's what speaking does for you. So that's what I'm going to be doing on the 27th of September. I would absolutely love to see you there. I am going to put a link into the chat right now. Check it out. It may or may not be for you. But if you are somebody who's struggling to make the money that you want, if you're trying everything, every complicated strategy, not one thing is working for you in terms of getting clients, you are going to love this because there are speaking gigs all around you. And the thing is, or you're not sure if they're for you, or you're not sure how to monetize them. I'm going to solve all those problems for you at the Speak More, Make More Challenge. I can't wait to see you there. It's going to be me and you and a whole lot of other amazing entrepreneurs. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Follow me here. I will be doing some more Facebook Lives in the run up to the challenge. And if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, let me know. And remember, I just walked you through what my AAA method is in terms of finding speaking gigs. You first ascertain if the event has your people. Once you know that your people are there, and by people I mean your ideal clients, you then do your research, and then you take that research and then you approach the organizer and you ask. Right? I'm actually going to be giving away templates on how to ask if you want to ask over email, if you want to ask in person, because most of you just don't know how to ask. I think a lot of entrepreneurs would be doing so much better if they knew what to actually say when they actually want to get something. So we're going to be doing that at the challenge as well. You ask for the gig, and then if they say yes, you appear at the event and you do a great job and you get clients. I can guarantee you that most of my clients who do this, they get at least 2, if not 3, every time they speak. And I'm talking about rooms that have about 20 people. So do the math here, right? Let's say that you're an entrepreneur and you are charging 5,000 for your services, right? You have a package. Let's say you're a coach or a consultant. I specialize in working with female coaches and consultants. Let's say you have a package that's $5,000, right? You speak in front of the room. You appear at the event. You do your talk, and let's say that 6 people take you up on your free offer. And from those 6, you're able to enroll 2 clients. 5 multiplied by 2 equals $10,000. Right? Are you hearing this? Are you starting to go, oh, hold on a minute, this could be really good. Now, yes, you need to know how to close a sale. But as a business owner, you have to know how to close sales. We're also going to be talking about that in the challenge. And if you want to turn this same system that you used once into 100,000, then all you need to do is to do that exact same thing 10 times. Once a month. That's how I was able to create a 6-figure business in less than 12 months. That's how I grew my business to $500,000 in sales in less than 3 years. And that's what I teach my clients to do. I teach them how to build a top-tier income and how to then have a globe-trotting lifestyle of freedom that they love, that has impact, fills their bank account with money, and helps them live a life of their dreams, because that's what we want when we become entrepreneurs, okay? So I'm Moira Allhart. I hope that's been helpful. Let me know in the comments if you like this. And thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, #replay. I'd love to see you on the challenge. Bye.